Got 10 minutes? Get technified with Tech Time on Tuesdays in Trivial Pursuit with Francois and me, Carlette, on the blazing 95 FM. Hey, Francois!
Hi! How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, thank you.
All right.
Good
Did
to
you
be
get
here.
everything working? Is everything all right?
I think so. I think all the cameras are in place. I believe the live streaming is up and running, so people can visit our blog, trivialonfame.blogspot.com, and watch live.
There you go.
Yes.
And live, you really mean live?
Yes, I really mean live. Like, you can see that I was running to the seat a while ago.
Okay, so anything strange we do, and what will be interesting to people is that we are doing other things while we're talking. And
Radio is not made for TV.
That's it. That's why they call it radio.
I know.
All right, what are we talking about this
We're
morning?
continuing our online series. You know, we spoke about online shopping. We spoke about online banking. Now we're going to talk about online gaming. Do you play
Gaming?
games? Yes.
No, I don't. I play Brick Breaker on my phone.
Yes.
And that fascinates me for hours. You know.
If it works for you, I'm glad. A lot of people like to play games on their phones, on their computers, and they like to play with others. So one of the things with online gaming, of course, you have access to a lot more games because you can play lots of different games without necessarily loading them onto your computer. And if you want to challenge someone across the room, across the island, or across the world, you can get online and challenge them.
You gotta tell me where I'm to go to play one of these games, and I'm not paying for it because I have not reached a level of addiction, so why should I pay for something?
This is true.
If you're a pusher, give me some free samples.
And a lot of the sites do. A lot of the sites do. There are a lot of great international sites that offer great games for free. There are some games that you pay for, and there are also local sites that offer it as well.
Is that right?
Yeah, so let's start international.
Okay.
I play a lot at Yahoo. So games.yahoo.com has a whole range of games. They're built in Flash or Java, which is just a fancy way of saying that it works in your browser, so you don't necessarily have to download anything onto your computer. So it also means you can go to someone else's computer, play it, and go about your business and not leave anything.
But before you say that, there are some things that my computer has to have before I could do that.
Yes, you need a Flash-enabled browser.
That's the Adobe Flash something?
That's right. No, which browser doesn't have that these days?
I don't know.
Oh, well, except for browsers on the iPad. But, I mean, other than that.
Okay. So my computer will be able to do it?
Yes, your computer.
And I go here and I do, how do I know which game I want to play?
There's so many options. I mean,
that's the problem.
There are too many options. On Yahoo, I was watching it last night. I was playing. There are arcade games, there are card games, there are board games, there are puzzle games, there are word games, there are multiplayer games, there are strategy games.
And some of them I'm playing against the computer?
Some of them you're just playing against the system. Others you're playing against different players.
How do I get other players, or you weren't getting to that just yet?
No, that's fine. When you log in, I mean, if you're going to Yahoo...
I just hang around, like I loiter?
There are thousands.
There are people just sitting, waiting on me,
sitting there waiting on you.
Come and play Monopoly with me?
Come and play Monopoly. I'm a big Monopoly person. Thanks for bringing up Monopoly. Come and play chess, come and play checkers, come and play all of these card games. There are tens of thousands of people, millions of people around the world to play. So as soon as I finish playing with you, maybe I play with Dene. You know, so there are lots of players. You don't have to loiter.
And and what about competence levels?
Yes, various different competence levels. And you can set what your level is at. So I'm not the best chess player in the world. I like chess. And by the way, you can learn chess.
I can play chess.
Very good.
I'm a good chess. I'm a bright person.
You are a bright person indeed. Let's keep that theme going all morning long.
All morning long.
Yes. So if it is that you want to learn, you can learn. If it is that you're a novice chess player like myself, you can play against other novices, or you can choose to play against someone who is an expert and have them guide you, or to test your skills to see if you moved from novice to general and that kind of thing. So all different levels are there, and you can spend hours online. Now, if you decide that you want to buy Jamaican, build Jamaican, support Jamaica, there's this great website called playjamaica.com.
Playjamaica.com. And what's the purpose of it being Jamaican if it's going to be done online? It makes no difference, does it?
It makes a difference. If you want to support your Jamaicans, you can play some of the games for free, and then if you want to enter tournament play, which means that you compete with other players for prizes, and I mean nice prizes, then you have to buy into the system.
How do they know that the people who are playing are from Jamaica?
They don't necessarily have to be from Jamaica.
So
they can be all around the world.
Here's what I'm asking. This site, is it Jamaican in any way?
It is Jamaican. Two young men Jamaicans say two-man them.
Oh,
It is
none
their
of it
pet
sounds
project.
right.
None of it sounds right. It's their pet project, and they built it from scratch, as in they coded it from scratch. They adapted the games, and you are playing predominantly with Jamaicans or Jamaicans overseas, right?
Oh,
and you can
okay.
play all sorts of adapted versions of Pong, Tetris, Gem Swap, Solitaire, Space Invaders. I'm a big Tetris fan, so I play their version of Tetris.
What? Tetris?
Yes, I haven't won any games yet, any tournaments. But that's okay.
Do I want to play Tetris?
Yes, you do want to play Tetris, and you can play against someone in St. Thomas.
I'm writing all of them down, you know.
You can play against someone in Montego Bay. You can have your Jamaican friends in New York log in, and it's good to know.
What kind of games are these? Are these exploding games and killing games?
No.
And
So far, we haven't mentioned any of those.
oh,
But we're ready to if you are. The first-person shooter games are huge. People love the first-person shooter.
Yeah.
And whether it is that you're shooting
Is
or
that
you're
healthy?
engaging in some other activity, maybe some people would say that it's a good outlet so that you don't engage
What?
in such activities away from the computer.
okay.
Personally, I think the whole games influence violence thing is crap. I must admit. I played violent games. I watched violent movies as a child. I'm a nice person. What makes a difference
From
as
what
we go
we know so far.
What makes a difference as a little bit of social commentary is parenting, and that's why I got to give it up for my parents, my mom and dad. Let me know that's TV, that's fake. In real
Yeah.
life, you don't do these things. But
All right, fair enough.
if it is that you are ready to play these games, you can play these online in terms of on a website, but true hardcore gamers have game consoles like the Xbox 360, like the PlayStation 3 or the PlayStation 2 if you're a little behind, or the Wii.
That's very condescending of you.
And I know when I say hardcore and Wii, there are a lot of hardcore gamers that are going to say to me, Carlette, you don't know what you're talking about, but for the purpose of discussion,
Oh, we is not really hardcore to them
to them,
because
being the
it's
operative word.
it's a little ballet in the living room kind of
You know, when I'm
situation.
running around playing tennis in my living room, I feel like I've worked out my course, so it's hardcore to me. But using these consoles, all of them can get online, and all of them allow you to play against persons right across the world, right, which is really cool. So those first-player games, a first-person game that you're playing, you can talk to your friend in Sri Lanka or maybe even Afghanistan. You can say to them, okay, let's walk around the corner now. You can play in groups. You can play against other teams. You can really get into
Here's my question. What is the learning curve like for these games? You name a lot of games. If I'm going in this first time I'm playing, how soon will I be actually able to play the game? Within an hour? Within 2 hours?
Certainly within 2 hours. You can play the game, and the question is how well do you play?
Yeah.
And being a non-hardcore gamer myself, because I am not a gamer.
And if you spend a little time, half an hour every evening
Half
on
an hour?
all right, an hour and a
You
half.
spend 4 hours an evening playing.
Will you become almost expert within a week?
Oh, certainly. You can
Oh.
you can be challenged by the game in very short order. And as it is that you get better, the game gets harder. Or the players around you get better, and then you have to step up your game, pun intended, in order to keep up with them. The thing about these games, they're very involved. I mean, it's a whole other world. It's a virtual world, in fact. And you can get very immersed in it. Now, unfortunately, some of them you do have to pay. The Xbox 360 requires you to pay a couple bucks a month, or you can pay an annual fee. But the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Network as they call theirs, is free, and the Wii Online version is free.
And Wii Online, how does that work online? Because you don't have a Wii in front of your computer.
That's what I'm saying. So you use these consoles to get online. No computer required. The consoles themselves hook directly into the internet.
Okay. I get what you're saying. And but all of these have different functions in the way you use your keys, the way you use your keypad. How do you learn that?
With you get used to it, shall we say. Whether it is that you're moving from the PlayStation to the Xbox, you get used to the controls. And once you get into gaming, it just comes naturally.
And don't some of these games have cheats?
Oh, certainly. The hardcore gamers talk to each other and let other people know where it is that you can find the power pack, or how you can skip over a level and things of that nature. It's a whole other world, Francois. It really is.
Is it a productive world or just purely recreational?
It's a productive world, and I'm going to say that because a lot of these games have dancehall music. And if they're playing dancehall music in the game, we as a nation are benefiting. So we're going to encourage gaming right across the world.
Or you as a company. All right, we get that.
About 10 minutes.
Get technified with Tech Time on Tuesdays in Trivial Pursuit with Francois and me, Carlette, on the blazing 95 FM.